Welcome to our Wednesday meeting here at the Terps Practice Network, to our Spotlight Speaker session this Wednesday. I'm Sarah. I'm an interpreter for German, English, and the Interpreter's Business Coach. And we host this meeting every Wednesday, at the moment, every time, every week at a different time. So, yeah, to pay attention, please, if you're so kind, to your emails and in the school community. And yeah, today it's at 2 p.m. Central European Time. Hi, Judy, Fernando, Amina, of course, Lioba, Amani. So great to have you here.
Hi.
This is also being recorded, and you can watch the recording in the school community as well afterwards. There is a classroom section. I also sent out an email yesterday, if you have noticed, to create awareness again of the classroom section in our Terps Practice Network on school, because there's so much valuable content in there for you. Our recordings from our past Spotlight speaker sessions and client acquisition content for you to unlock. And it's totally free, the whole classroom section. And you can unlock it by engaging in the school community, like in a Facebook group. You comment, you post something you want to talk about, or you would like to share something, and then you like somebody else's comment or post and comment on it. And, the more you engage, the sooner you unlock the next level, and then another piece of content will unlock. So just to create awareness again, in case there is somebody here that doesn't know about it yet, this is how the school platform works. And also, if there's any question, of course, you can always message me, DM me. There is a DM function in school as well. Send me a direct message or answer to any of the emails I sent you. This will arrive as well. For me, I will read it and I can answer to you personally. Because I know when I was new to school, I had to find my way around as well. So there are tabs at the top, if with with multiple tabs, the community, classroom, calendar. Check everything out, and feel at home in your online home in school, hopefully. Okay, but now, okay, enough talk. Or are there any questions at the moment? Please, you know the drill. You can always unmute, just speak, and that's that. Just also keeping an eye on the waiting room here. Okay, and today we will shake up the things a bit, because today we will not start with the breakout rooms that we normally do. To always, have some variety, though you never know, what's going to happen. So today we will have our spotlight session first, and I think, let me just ask you if anybody has anything else at the moment to share, talk about before we start. Because otherwise, yeah, we can clarify this, of course, or just chat. And then I would move over to our spotlight and yeah, we do that. And then you can ask questions. You know how it is. It's an easygoing atmosphere, hopefully. This is my goal, at least. Please help me with that as well. And, you know, we are all professionals, but we can still, you know, you can eat, drink, I don't know, have your kids around. This is totally, you know, this is a session for you, you know. This is really to provide value for you so that you have a great hour once per week here and leave with an amazing buzz, you know. So this is my goal for you. And yeah, but I think everybody is happy and fine to start with our spotlight first today. Okay, cool. Then let me introduce our spotlight speaker today. It's Amina Saif. She's
Hello.
based in the UK and has amazing languages. Oh God, Amina, let me see whether I can remember Hindi, Punjabi, and Urdu.
Yes.
And see, I didn't read anywhere here. I remembered. And yeah, and she will tell us her story as an interpreter and with the theme of never give up on your dreams. Amina, please, the floor is
Okay.
yours.
Hello, everybody. I haven't really prepared a lot, but I'm just going to show you a presentation. I've got my notes in it, so please excuse me because I'm not a very good presenter, but I'll try my best. I know that it's informal and we are all friends and colleagues, so yeah. So let me share, if I can, my presentation. Slide mode. Okay, so today the theme of my presentation is in your life, never give up your dreams. And I really cannot wait to share it with all of you.
We can't wait either.
Yes. So hello everybody, I'm Amina Saif. I'm an internationally acclaimed, highly accomplished interpreter and translator with a proven history of success in providing simultaneous interpreting and translation services. I possess the skills to interpret and translate written documents to and from English, Urdu, Punjabi, Hindi, and Mirpuri languages while understanding the nuances and cultural implications of languages. I'm very honored to be here today and give a brief information of my life journey, and I hope you will all enjoy my presentation. So I help bridge the gap between languages and cultures throughout the world. I have 20, not 23, but I have over 25 years of experience and I have interpreted in many public and private sectors. I really enjoy my work and I feel privileged to help my community. So now let's take a look at how my journey started. So I was very young when I got married. Maybe at age 18 or 19, I got married because just to give you a brief on of the South Asian culture that my mom is from India and my father is from Pakistan. So I was born and brought up in Pakistan. Now, although my father was very passionate that girls should be educated, but there was a time that when I was about 8, 16, all I heard from my parents was that I have to get married at a certain age, which was between 19 and 20. I was very good in my education. I used to attain very high scores and do quite well in my studies. But unfortunately, my father did not allow me to go ahead and do my master's. I was married off before I did my bachelor's. I had English literature and applied psychology, and this was always my passion and a dream that I want to go ahead and do my master's. But the only reason my father wouldn't allow was because in the master's at the university, it's a co-education where men and women are educated together. And for religious and cultural reasons, my father never allowed me to go and, go to the university level. Well, having said that, my parents chose my husband for me. And, I got married. It was an arranged marriage. But fortunately, my husband was a very open-minded person, and he always wanted me to achieve whatever I want to do in my life. So, majority of the South Asian women, I thought all I could ever do in my life was to be a homemaker and a mother. I thought that this was it. I'll be a homemaker, and this is what I'll be doing all my life. I never imagined a life beyond that. So, but my life changed in an instance. In the year 2000, I moved to the UK because my husband's job was moved to, to Manchester in UK. And I was very young at that time. I wasn't even 30 years old, and it was quite a big cultural shock for me. After a few months, one of my friends gave me an advice that changed my life. She said, "Your English is great and you come from a strong educational background. Why don't you go ahead and do this 5-week course and start interpreting?" I knew that I had a strong command on English, and I also knew Hindi, Urdu, and Punjabi. I said yes, and I enrolled for a 5-week course and started interpreting in small clubs, medical surgery, small gigs. I also did voluntary work for a few months, and then I decided to do the CBS, Certificate in Bilingual Skill. This was the first stepping stone that I took. And then I enrolled for DPSI, which is a Diploma in Public Service, exam. This is a level 6, and it's a degree level course. This is the highest degree that you can get in the UK as an interpreter. Okay, so here comes the turning point in my life. So in 2000, I won a medal from His Royal Highness Prince Michael of Kent. I was awarded the best candidate in the country, in the whole of the UK, for this exam. There were 8 parts, to this exam, and I got 7 distinctions, and I won a merit. So the best part was that I was invited to a royal dinner by Prince Michael of Kent, who is the late Queen's cousin and the royal patron of the Institute of Linguists who conduct this exam. I still remember when I got that letter with my name, and when I saw his name, I just couldn't believe it, but it was all true. Then I was invited to London along with my husband to a very posh dinner, and where the prince gave me a medal. I'll just share something funny that after the prize, award ceremony, there was we were also given like a very royal kind of a dinner, and the prince was sitting there. And when I went and I sat on the table, I saw so many knives, forks, and spoons that I didn't know which one to pick. So I got really nervous because I didn't want to get embarrassed. So I waited. And as soon as the prince, he grabbed the fork and the fork and the knife, I spontaneously picked them up. You know how it is wherever there is royalty, but we all learn. So winning this award made me realize that I could do something more in my life than just being somebody's wife and somebody's mother. I sorry. I then believed that I could have my own dreams and follow them too. And as they say, the rest is history. So in 2010, I became Justice of Peace. You call it a magistrate here in the UK. I sit in 3 courts in Hertfordshire. It's a big honor for me. There are very few Asian women coming from Pakistani or Indian background who've become magistrates. You have to have those 5 qualities: the good character, understanding and communication, social awareness, maturity, sound temperament, sound judgment, and commitment and reliability. There was an intense process, and after that I was selected as a magistrate. And I've been doing that for over 15 years now. And this was another achievement which my father was very proud of. And my father says, "Look at my little daughter who went from here and she's making it big in a foreign country." And my father calls me a judge. He never calls me a magistrate. He has told the whole community, back home, that my daughter is a judge. Dads, they will always, be very proud of their children, and he really is very proud of me. So from that time onwards, I never looked back, and the celebrations continued. In 2019, I made to the Britain's Got Talent. I was invited to interpret for Britain's Got Talent, the champions, in 2019. It was a big achievement for me as I had never interpreted for live television before. I was so excited to be on television and really enjoyed the judges, especially Simon. I was fangirling, but also so proud of myself that how far I've come. So if we take a look at my journey of how vision meets ambition, as I'd like to call it, this is what it looks like. After 10 years of being a housewife, I decided to start a new career in the UK. I initially took odd jobs and working in schools or doing some small gigs, but something didn't feel right. I needed to find my passion, and that was working as an interpreter. The journey to this point was not easy, but with my hard work, education, and determination, I was able to achieve success. And once you have a clear vision of what your true passion in life is, you never give up on achieving it. Make your dreams your reality. And that's exactly what I did. I followed my dreams. I interpreted for more than 4 prominent prime ministers of the world. I utilized outstanding communication skills to interpret for Al Jazeera television and the Indian Prime Minister Modi many times, and also during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Besides this, I have interpreted for Prime Minister David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, and Liz Truss in the G7 summit in Carbis Bay, Cornwall in June 2021. And I have also interpreted for Prime Minister of Pakistan and Ursula, who's president of the EU Commission. And that's not all. I have successfully interpreted for leading international organizations like Google, YouTube, World Health Organization, UNICEF, University of Washington, LIOPE. And in December 2022, I went to interpret in Jeddah for the Red Sea International Film Festival. This was the first film festival in my career, and I interpreted for it, and I was very proud of it. It was a proud moment. I was on the red carpet, and I saw many famous film stars from all over the world. It was an experience of a lifetime. Adding another feather to my cap, I recently interpreted for the Guinness Book of World Record holder for the world's shortest woman at the Italian talent show in Milan. The happiness on my face shows that how proud I am. This journey has been very rewarding. So let's do a quick roundup. Here's celebrating my big wins. So I have proficiently interpreted for 4 UK Prime Minister and various other Prime Ministers. I have worked for the leading international courts, conferences, international media, including CNN, Al Jazeera Television, executed interpretive responsibilities for Skoda conferences in Spain, Prague, and Al Jazeera Television coverage for the Indian election and for Pakistani election. Interpreted for Red Sea International Film Festival, the Guinness Book of World Record holder, and interpreted also for PLC Ultima Convention in Dubai. And I'm also traveling next Friday to Dubai for the same PLC Ultima convention. I'm really excited. So, starting as a housewife to winning gold medals to interpreting for various prime ministers of the world, I have come a long way. Here I am, over 22 years of experience, more than 450K projects completed, and 150 plus regular clients. Here are some reviews from my clients, but I wouldn't read that. While I'm very proud of my journey, there is something that we all need to address. Let's talk about our challenges. So there is a quote by Eric Thompson that I truly resonate with. It says, "Where there is no struggle, there is absolutely no progress." And so let's start it off with struggles of starting a new business. So you have to find the right clients, increase brand awareness, stay organized, managing finances, running the show, work-life balance. Tips and advice for aspiring interpreters. So amazing language skills, extensive vocabulary, specialty knowledge, accreditation, soft skills, cultural competence. Here are some of the tips on learning a new language. I think I will just skip this because you guys are all very, very qualified, so I don't need to give tips about that. And these are the 3 rules of preparation. Gather the facts, plan in advance, focus on the audience, and finally, ending this section with some valuable tips to make your new interpreting business grow. These tips would truly help increase your business visibility and attract more clients. Here it goes. Sell your unique skills, maintain your portfolio, build a credible platform, update your professional website, run ads to attract more customers, offer a variety of services to your clients or customers. Before we close this, I would like to share this quote with you. Luck can only get you so far. Faith will take you all the way. So this is me, and this was my journey. Thank you for being a part of it. Hope it left you inspired. Now, the next time someone asks you, who is Amina Saif? You tell them, Amina Saif is someone who never gave up on her passion and vision. She made it to the top against all odds. And always remember, if you can dream it, you can do it. Never give up. The key to achieving great things is to love what you do. Keep searching until you find your passion and never settle for less. You'll know when you found it. It will resonate with your heart. Believe in yourself and your abilities. Know that there is a power within you, that you can overcome an obstacle. The greatest achievement in life is not in never falling, but in rising every time you fall. So never give up. Thank you very much. You have been a wonderful audience, and feel free to ask any questions. Just one more thing I would like to add, that the last achievement, which was nail in the head, was that I have become a member of AIIC, and this was a very difficult, it was very difficult for me to get there because there's no other interpreter in my language on the AIIC, like platform. So I'm really proud of myself, and that I have managed to get onto AIIC. So that's another achievement. So thank you all for listening, and I will end the slideshow.
Wow, thank you so much, Amina.
Thank you.
Let me also give you a round of applause here. Let me just listen. So really, it's not a small feast here to come forward here and share your journey. So applause, really. Thank you so much and congratulations. And really, what a journey. Well, anybody, I also need to, wow, to sink in. But anybody, do you have any question, comments? Please, now is the time that you can ask Amina anything.
How does it feel to interpreting for the prime minister?
Sorry, how do you?
How do you feel? How do you felt to interpreting?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite stressful, to be
Mm.
honest, because obviously you don't. We The thing is, when it's so high-profiled jobs that I've done, we don't get any materials to prepare. It's very extempo. So I don't know what they're going to talk about because it's quite confidential. So and the stress is that you don't want to make a mistake. So there's a lot of preparation that I do myself, but these jobs come with a lot of, anxiety and stress, if you like. But obviously, I feel happy, and when once the job is done, and if it's done well, then it's a big honor for me. I'm actually uh, I've been invited in May. I'm doing interpreting for 6 prime ministers of the Nordic summit in May. So it will be Prime Minister of India, and then the 5 other presidents and prime ministers of the Nordic countries. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'm preparing as well.
How do you prepare for such a
Well, I just listen to speeches. I just go back and listen to the, like the Nordic summit that happened last year. So I'm taking up, and then I've already also requested the client to please give me some kind of insight for, preparation. So whatever I can do, by myself, I do it. But it is just playing it by the ear. Let's see what happens in that summit now.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah. And Lily also wrote in the chat, great presentation, Amina. And yeah, so great presentation, and then she had to leave. And also Flora says, great presentation. What a journey. Yeah, absolutely. Sabrina says, very inspiring, absolutely amazing. Luis, yeah, really like, wow, I didn't expect this either. So this is such a great thing here. Our spotlight sessions really discovering so many great people here, really. Also, if anybody else wants to come forward, just DM me. You can absolutely be a spotlight speaker yourself. So yeah. And oh, I had a question as well. So, and anybody else also, you can think of questions or comments. Um, what was this? award again, like best candidate? Can you elaborate on this? I didn't really quite catch
Yeah,
what
so
this was about.
yes, so this is a certificate in bilingual skills exam, which before you do the GPSI, which is the level 6, I think this CBS is about a level 3 or 4. So I was
This is all
I
UK specific, I think, for everybody here. I think this is like UK
yeah,
specific, what you are
yeah,
saying, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And that also gives you a qualification that you can start interpreting in courts and police and all those, services. So this exam is also conducted by the Institute of Linguists. And because there are so many parts of the 8 parts of the exams, and so if you fail one, you fail the entire exam. So you have to repeat it, all the sections. So I took up this course, and honestly, I did not know that I was capable. I'm being very honest with you. I did the exams, and there are orals and written and role plays and side translations, and I got 7 distinctions and a merit which nobody has ever taken before. So from all the centers, all the like universities and colleges that conduct this exam, and out of everybody, like all different languages, I was the best candidate in the country. So I was interviewed by the television, by the radio, and you know what? I was like, I I was so underconfident. I didn't even know what was happening to me and how it is going to be. Because what happens that the best candidates go to London, and then Prince Michael gives them the awards. So I was given a gold medal and an award by him, which was to my surprise that I did so well.
Wow, really amazing. Yes. Wow, wow, wow. Congratulations. And really, and yeah, and also sharing your personal history. Thank you very much for this, for being vulnerable. This really means a lot. So
Yeah.
amazing. And wow. And yeah.
Because,
And
Sarah, I thought that everybody doesn't know that different cultures have different restrictions, if you like, and there are certain things that are allowed and not allowed. So this is very good awareness that that all colleagues know that certain cultures, obviously, even to educate, there's a problem, because parents want the girls to be settled as soon as, whether they are capable, whether they are good in education, it doesn't matter. They have to get married at a certain age, and this is what happened with me.
yeah, so interesting. And wow. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, but you're still like together with your husband,
Yeah,
I
he's
may
the
ask,
best
yeah?
man. He's my best
Ah,
friend. He's all this motivation. And they say that, behind every man, there's a successful woman. And behind me is a very, very nice and, dedicated and very committed man who's always, always pushed me to do things. He's been with me. So, yeah.
oh, great to hear. Yeah. Yeah, so great. And thank you for sharing these cultural aspects. Yeah, because yeah, with this like arranged marriage and yeah, that it happened this way. And it turns out to be positive now. This is great. This is great. So, so yeah, it's yeah. Mm. And maybe you can also explain what does a magistrate do? Like, yeah, and you said that okay, your dad even
Yeah.
calls you judge in your home country, but yeah, what is a
Yes,
magistrate?
yes.
Yeah.
So magistrate, we have in the, I don't know about where you live, but over in the UK, we have magistrates court and the Crown Court. So 95% of the cases, they are heard and decided in the magistrates court. And we sit as a bench of 3. So it's me and then 2 other colleagues. So we, on the bench, we are 3, and we hear about 95% of the cases, like it can be theft, robbery, rape, murder, but the first hearing is always in the magistrates court. And like we have a sentencing power of a year, so we can sentence and send people to prison for up to 1 year. And anything above that, we commit it to the Crown Court, because obviously our hands are tied. Then we cannot send anybody to prison beyond the 1 year.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. And it's like how many magistrates are
So
needed for
on
yeah.
my bench in Hertfordshire, because I live in Hertfordshire, we have 270 magistrates.
And for one hearing, how many do have to appear or
Three. So
okay.
I'm on a rota. So I'm given a rota because this is a public service job that I do. This is
Mhm.
for the public, for my community, so I'm on a rota, and I have to complete about, more than 26 days in a year.
Ah, okay. Wow, interesting. Yeah.
So you can, I mean, you can see that in the Crown Court, there's one judge and then the jury. In the magistrate court, there is no jury. It's only 3 of us, and we make the decision.
And you were appointed, or how did
In
you?
2010.
And how does one get appointed or nominated or?
I got appointed because I applied for it. I was advised to apply for it. So I applied for it, and then there are like 3 to 4 different interviews, and it takes about 1 year. And then the last interview, they give you about 10 scenarios that, if this person came and he had done this, what would your judgment be? Because I'm not, magistrates are not legally trained, but they are given intense training after appointment. So I was given the intense training for about 6 months before I could. So now I know the law as much as a judge would, because obviously we do so many cases and we've got a bench book and to refer to and everything. So yeah.
Wow, fascinating.
Now you have to complete the law school. You can be a crown judge.
Yes,
Yeah.
maybe.
Wow. Yeah, and again, and like you're giving back to, or not back, but you're just giving to the community, and wow, yeah, it's really like what a journey. Now you're like you play a crucial role in the UK's kind of system.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, wow.
Yeah, and also, Sarah, this is a voluntary role. So, we are volunteers. We don't, charge anything to. So but it's something that I really wanted to do because this is a kind of my passion to help my local community, and then they give us the title of Justice of Peace. So I can write JP after my name.
Okay. Interesting, yeah. And so you came to the UK also, like it sounded like kind of like out of the blue because your husband got a job in the UK, so you left your home country and suddenly as a young woman were there in this new country,
Culture
different
shock.
culture. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And
My husband is a banker, so he was posted by his through his bank to Manchester, and young couple and culture shock, and living away from parents was also a problem because I'd never lived away. So yes, but where I see myself now, Sarah, I'm just when I look back, I've changed so much, but it's given me so much of confidence, and I truly believe that I was capable, and the only way that I could find that capability, the capabilities, was just to come to the UK. Otherwise, living there was just a homemaker and a mother and a wife.
mm, I see, yeah.
Oh, wow. And can I ask a question?
Please, yeah, Adeli, step out.
Hi to
Welcome
everybody,
forward.
and a special hello to Miss Amina. I apologize, I don't have video. I had a problem, and that's why I was late. I was trying to fix the video, and then I said, "Oh, what the hell?" It's more important to participate. And my question, Miss Amina, I'm very impacted by all that you have achieved. Congratulations.
Thank
And
you.
I'd like to know what advice, because as you said, you didn't know at the beginning of your career that your career would take off this way. And what advice would you give to someone who's starting out, who's maybe 6 months, 1 year into interpretation, and they have no idea where their career may go? But what I know you said that you believed in yourself and your capabilities, or that sometimes you did have doubts, as in when you presented the exam. What advice would you give to manage that fluctuation? Sometimes you believe, sometimes you don't believe in yourself, and to really take into account and open yourself up to opportunities, because sometimes we reject opportunities because we don't think that we're at the right place in our career, or that it's too much for the moment we're at, something like that, the fear that it's not the right place, or that we're not capable enough for what they're asking us for. What advice would you give to someone, or to yourself, maybe,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
at the time,
Yeah.
you
I believe that, I have taken risks. Sometimes that maybe you're not, like I told you, that I never believed in myself because You can imagine from age 16, if you just hear your parents talking about that, we need to marry off the girls. They are not going to get further education. They will just be, and looking at my mother, who is a housewife. So obviously the trend is, and the expectation and the thinking is exactly the same. I thought, this for myself as well, that I will be doing this the rest of my life. Yes, my father has given me basic education until my bachelor's, and I was very keen to do my bachelor's because I got married before, and then after my marriage, I went and I completed my bachelor's degree because I wanted to do that and have some kind of a formal qualification. So my advice is that, like you have said, to the newcomers or people who are in the coming into this business, is that there are certain things that I believe that I have done, and I have done them the right way. First of all, we have to think that we are selling ourselves. We are sitting in a market and we are selling ourselves, we are selling our services. How we sell our services, how we attract clients, that's up to us. So what I used to do when I look back and when I initially started my, interpreting, and then because I didn't get here just in one day. It took me years, it took me 15 years to be where I am today. So in order to do that, what I used to do is that I was very much determined that there was one day in a week that I used to just invest in going online, searching for agencies here in the UK, abroad, anywhere in the world, preparing a CV and a cover letter and sending them. And I used to target about sending about 60 to 70 CVs. I know that people, my
Wow.
colleagues tell me that, coming back, nobody responds. Yes, nobody responds. I know that. But honestly, down the line, maybe after 6 months, 3 months, I usually used to get an email saying that, you send us your CV at blah and blah, that time, offering your services. Now we have a job opportunity, because what we think that when we send a CV and nobody responds, people they've just ignored it. But most of the time, people keep the CV. I don't know, they don't have good manners, or they don't want to reply. So they will just keep our details, but they will, follow up. And they will get back to us if there is a job. The other thing is the follow-up. I would say I will give myself 10 over 10 because my follow-up is very good. If I worked for a client and they haven't contacted me for about 2 or 3 years, I just make a note of it and I would write to them just, hello, how are you? And sending them my updated CV just so that they know that I still exist. I'm still here, because sometimes clients can forget you. So I believe that your follow-up, the way you advertise yourself, now you can see that LinkedIn is a very powerful tool. LinkedIn is one of the most powerful tool these days because it's all about, professional stuff. People see, I have met people in Germany and, in Dubai and in other parts of the world where they've said, oh, you are Amina, because we look at your posts on LinkedIn. And I have no idea, honestly. So for me, this has been a big marketing, process for me. I still get a lot of business from LinkedIn. My advice to everybody is that, guys, you must advertise your services. Think that you are a shop, right? You're a shop, and the shop that advertises more gets more customers, because your clients will know what your languages are, what are you doing. If you're doing some big events, you can see that I post on LinkedIn, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, just so the visibility is very important. You need to be there, you need to be visible, people need to see you, because whenever there is a need for your language, they will definitely contact you. So, you can see these are the tips that I tell everybody that usually interpreters, they are not very, proactive. They just want to do the job, not okay, this agency is giving. And my friends are like that. And honestly, I encourage them as well, but it's just up to yourself. Sometimes people don't want to take that, one, step like extra, but I would take the 1 mile extra.
Totally. I
Thank you.
can only confirm this. Yeah. It's a numbers game. Client acquisition. Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah. But great, Adeli, did this answer your question or any
Oh, yes.
follow-up question?
It definitely answers my question up and above answering my question. It has a lot of tips, and I'm going to try to use them or try to apply them. In my case, I'm very impacted by them. I think they're going to work. I think it takes a lot of work then to get to where you are, sending so many curriculums and really putting in the work for a while of trying to get noticed by agencies and try to get noticed for your work. I think that's a very, very good tip. I'm going to try to do that one first. Everything else, it seems it's a lot of work because LinkedIn is also a lot of work you have to put in. I have my LinkedIn, but it does take work, and even commenting, Sarah commenting on in the group, it takes work. It takes time to really sit down and read what other people are saying. It takes time, and I think it's also very important. So I'm going to try to find a way to manage everything that we have to do to get ourselves noticed as well, right?
Yes. And if you need any help, you have any questions or anything later on, please don't refrain from not contacting me. Just contact me and, ask any questions, ask for any help because I would love to do it.
Okay. Oh, thank you so
Perfect.
much. Yes.
Yeah, you can also share your contact details or LinkedIn link in the chat, of course,
Yeah,
or
I'll
with
do
me, and
that.
I share it if you like with the recording tomorrow in tomorrow's email. Yeah. Well, I had also one more question
Mhm.
about AIIC, and you said that your language combination had not existed yet. So you are like, again, like this is like you revolutionize a nice kind of, or added some like a new branch or something, or a new language
Yeah,
basically to
that is,
AIIC. How
yes.
did you do this? Yeah.
Because when I saw, when we had the AIIC summit in Lima this year, and they added the new languages, and when I saw the language there, I was so happy because there's nobody else, on AIIC, and yeah, like I've said, it wasn't easy because for AIIC, somebody has to sponsor you, and that has to be from your own language combination. But obviously, because I was the only one, so I was given a waiver. So, but in order to get those sponsorships, that is the most difficult bit, because even if you have to work with the I colleagues, obviously nobody can, and it has to be within the next, I think, within the last 3 years that they have worked for you, and then to get that sponsorship is also quite difficult, but not impossible. So I was lucky because this event that I'm traveling next week to Dubai again. There were about two of the AIIC colleagues, and one had English A, and the other one was, I think, German English, I believe. So because we had worked together for about 3 or 4 events, so I got sponsorships from them. And then I went to Geneva for this. Another summit for the I think NATO or something. So I had colleagues over there as well who did listen to, because the thing is that if you they have to listen to your retention from Hindi or Urdu into English, because if I am speaking in Hindi, nobody knows what I'm saying. So on that basis, then you can get sponsorship if your language is not there. So it wasn't easy, but I made up there as well, which I'm quite happy about.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. And yeah, now it's there, and now you could sponsor others with that language. So yeah,
Of
it's
course,
great.
of
It's a
course.
beginning.
I'm
Yeah.
going to be very happy to, whenever I think there is a restriction for maybe 3 or 5 years, something like that. I'm not sure how many years, but once you become a senior AIIC member, then you can obviously give sponsorships.
Mm-hmm. I see.
But obviously,
Wow,
there's a
amazing.
protocol. You have to work with the person, and yeah, following all the protocols. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anybody else? Any questions, any comments, any also encouragement? Because it's always like it takes a lot to share your journey and still, you know, open up and so on. So chapeau for that. Yeah. Well, I think nobody has any further questions. All are so inspired and yeah. Annie, please. I think Annie, I saw
All
a
I wanted
little
to say was
unmute.
thank you.
Yeah, please also step out for this. This is totally great. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like it's really takes a lot. So it's great to get some feedback that like, hey, it was great and really like at least that it impacted her. Like really this, yeah. Strong story, Amina, really, yeah. Absolutely. Well, okay. I guess, Amina, really, that was amazing. Louis says you're already connected on LinkedIn. Great. Yeah. And yeah, we're a bit earlier today, but I think, this is such a great finish now. I don't want to like, start anything new now with breakout rooms or anything. I think this is a nice, smooth roundup. And yeah, we can call it today if you like. And
Thank
see you again next Wednesday for the next Spotlight speaker session with Ani. Ani, back again. Yeah. We will let you know the time. And yeah, all right. So, Amina, do you have anything else to add or
No, that's
say?
absolutely fine. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to my life journey. And if you guys have any questions, even later on, you can just contact me on LinkedIn or via Sarah. And thank you so much for this opportunity and giving this time, Sarah. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. All right then, guys. I wish you a great rest of the day, being fully inspired now, hopefully, taking away lots of input and inspiration and motivation to take action yourself. And to see you again next Wednesday. Bye for now.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. It was so
Bye,
interesting.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.